Hi everyone, and welcome to Executive Summary Writing with Mr. Dolan. This video is being made in conjunction with the Stage 6 Business Studies website, which I'll leave a link below. And this executive summary is being written for the report and stimulus that are on the executive summary page. So I suggest having a read of both of those before watching this video. But yeah, today we're going to be writing an executive summary. So executive summary, it's pretty much the first thing a reader will see when they're looking at your business report. So in a real world business environment, CEOs, executives, they may not have time to read a full length business report. So they'll use the executive summary to sort of get the gist of what the report is about. So for this reason, your executive summary has to outline every single section of your report. And it should be about 10 to 15% of your total word count. In your executive summary, you should explicitly address the question and the stimulus of the question, and also summarize the recommendations that you have at the end of your report. So we're going to start writing our executive summary now. So we'll first start off by giving sort of background information of what the company is and relating it to the stimulus. So this report runs key strategic consideration, future century gaming, as it prepares to expand into the international market. So obviously in the stimulus, this is the reason for the report being made. Future Century Gaming are wanting to expand into the international market, and they need our help to sort of have a look at a few things. So the two problems that the business is looking at is finding skilled developers and also financing its expansion. So we write this now. The business is currently facing two significant challenges: the global shortage of skilled developers and the funding of and selecting the most appropriate method of financing for this expansion. So now there we've given the background information of why the report was written and what the report is aiming to do. So now we will start explaining or breaking down the body paragraphs. So in that report, I've written 2 body paragraphs. So due to limitations in the Australian labour market, future century gaming should look to recruit staff internationally. It is recommended. Oh, by the way, always space out your executive summary. Go back to that now. It is recommended they look to hire from Japan as the presence of gaming industry leaders has led to a surplus of highly skilled developers. There we go. So this is a brief overview of what the first paragraph talks about, and it includes the recommendation that is included in the summary of recommendations at the end. Yeah, the next paragraph is about comparing debt and equity financing. So debt and equity financing have been compared in this report to help future century gaming decide which method of finance they will use to fund this expansion. Whilst debt financing allows businesses to receive funds quickly, the interest on repayment may cause issues in the operations of the company whilst expanding. It is recommended that future century gaming, once again, always relating it back to the stimulus, always mentioning that throughout the executive summary, that future century gaming utilize equity financing through the sale of shares, equity financing to fund their expansion through the sale of shares to investors. So now I have talked about all three paragraphs that have been spoken about in my business report, and now to include the conclusion. By recruiting staff from Japan and funding growth through equity, future century gaming can effectively position itself for successful international expansion while managing both financial and operational risk. So here we have a finished executive summary. We go through, and this is the introduction and reason for the report, which we have included first. We then have a look at the first paragraph and provide the recommendation and a brief summary of what the problem is and how it's being fixed. Then we move into the second and third paragraph where we talk about how debt and equity financing have been compared. And then the third paragraph is about our recommendation that future century gaming utilize equity financing to fund their expansion. But lastly, we have the conclusion and the results from the business report. And this is how you write an executive summary. Thank you for watching.